So, Redmi G24 gaming monitor in 2024, is it worth it? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Master, the Zim Tech Guy. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and if you do eventually end up liking the video, please hit the thumbs up button. It is greatly appreciated. So, I bought this gaming monitor for my upcoming PC build. I've never built a computer in my life, but we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed, maybe it will actually come out nice.
I don't even know what that means, but you know, I hear people saying it all the time, so it must be cool.
So the Redmi G24 gaming monitor is 2 years old now. I think it was launched back in 2022, but you can still find it on AliExpress, even on Alibaba. I'll leave a few links below if that's something you want to check out. Now, when you unbox the Redmi G24 monitor, inside you get the monitor itself, some parts for the stand, and you also get HDMI cable as well as a power brick to power the monitor. So the Redmi G24 is actually a well-designed monitor, in my opinion. I mean, if you're looking at it from the side, it's actually very slim. Actually, at its slimmest point, it's around 8mm, and I think at its widest, it's around maybe 3 centimeters. Now, the Redmi G24 monitor has one display port and one HDMI port, right? So you're able to use any of those connections. At the back of the monitor, there's a jog which you can use to power the monitor, as well as you can use it to go through the menus and change the modes or other features, which is actually quite impressive in my opinion. Why Redmi G24 and why I bought it? Well, it boils down to the price. Yes, it's a cheap gaming monitor, and I had already squeezed my budget and I was looking for something cheap, but cheap doesn't necessarily mean bad, right? I mean, so what does the G24 offer? Well, it has a 23.8-inch LCD panel. Now, I know it's not an OLED, with a contrast ratio of around 3000 to 1. So in terms of LCD, this is probably the high end when it comes to LCDs, because in terms of contrast ratios, the cheap ones, they hover around maybe 1000 to 1 contrast ratio, up to 3000. So 3000 is like the top. Now, obviously, we're not mentioning OLEDs, which can get up to around 100,000 to 1 contrast ratio. Basically, what that means is that it has deeper blacks and brighter, what can I say, brighter highlights, if that makes sense. Anyway, the whites are whiter and the blacks are blacker.
What?
That's all I can say, right? So it has that on a 23.8-inch panel. So it has a 165 Hz refresh rate. That means if you're into gaming, this monitor, if you're starting out with gaming and you don't have a lot of money, you can actually use the Redmi G24 monitor. It's actually marketed as a gaming monitor because of the high refresh rate. But I didn't buy it for that reason. I bought it because it was cheap and I needed something to edit videos on. Now, if you're a professional looking for a budget monitor, personally, I think it's a good monitor, but you have to consider a few things. If you are willing to live with them, then it's great. For starters, it's 8-bit, which means you're limited to 16 million colors. It's not 10-bit, it's not 12-bit. If you're very particular about your colors, then take care of it. And obviously at this price range, you might want to fork out a bit more if you want maybe a 10 or 12-bit monitor. The Redmi G24 monitor boasts 120% color gamut, which means it can give you a wide variety of colors vibrantly, right? So it's a good panel. Now, for professionals, the Redmi G24 has a Delta score of 0.93, which is less than 1. So it's already been calibrated. It's not, like I said, it's not like the best monitor that you can get out there, but it will get the job done, especially under $100, which is something that you have to look at. Now, obviously, everything's not perfect about the G24, particularly if you look at the viewing angles. You can see a color shift if you look at the monitor from an angle, but seriously guys, I mean, who will be looking from an angle? Most times when you're looking at a monitor, you're looking directly at it. But if you're able to live with that, then that's great. Now, the Redmi G24 gaming monitor can get bright. Now, it's not the brightest panel out there. Actually, it's rated for 300 candela per square meter. Basically, it's 300 nits of brightness. So the monitor as well is limited in terms of adjustments, which means you can tilt it up and down. You're not able to adjust it up and down, just like other monitors, if you're able to live with that as well. The other limitation as well is that it has no speakers, right? So if you want to listen to your music, there's an audio jack, a 3.5mm audio jack provided at the back. Now, in terms of the power draw, the Redmi G24 monitor draws 30 watts from the socket. So I think it's actually very efficient in terms of monitors, considering that other monitors, especially with the higher refresh rates, they tend to pull more power. Gaming monitor is rated for 165 Hz. Now, the highest that I could go was 120 Hz. Now, I don't know if that's something to do with my computer or what, but maybe those who have the Redmi G24 gaming monitor can leave a comment down below if they're able to get that 165 Hz refresh rate. Now, overall, would I recommend the Redmi G24 gaming monitor? That's a no-brainer because I bought one. So I've been using it. I haven't even used it thoroughly though, but I've been using it to do a couple of tests, and so far for the price, I actually like this gaming monitor. And I would definitely recommend, if you have $100 for a gaming monitor, this is probably one of the few choices that I can give you. There are other options out there, do your research, but personally, under sub $100, this is what I would recommend. That's the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.